why it is the most important thing that can happen to you, irrespective of what you read in school. We are now in a dispensation where what you read is useless and useless, except you are either studying law, studying medicine, studying maybe critical aspect of engineering. If you're not studying these three, irrespective of what you've studied, it is important and very critical that you take technology seriously. It's not joke. I'm not here to motivate you. I'll just tell you a bit of my life story. I'll give an example of what happened to me and how tech changed my life. I served in this outfit. When they asked us to stand up for the NYSC anthem, I could actually recite it. I was surprised with the reading. I remember the words. I could say it. But in your heart, you'll be thinking maybe some of you have figured out what your day is going to be like after service. You know what your life is going to be. Maybe you have some rich aunties. Your daddy and mommy have some, rich companies that you can work in. But if that is not the case for you, I think it's very important that you listen to me. When I served here 2016 as the state public secretary, I did not have clarity of what's the next step. Of course, I've gotten those skills. I did not know what the next step was. But one of the things you enjoy in this house that you'll find clarity, when we're about to pass out, we usually do 12 to 1. I will spend over sometimes 12 to 1 praying, asking God for clarity. What's the next step? You don't know what it is. But I believe most of your answers may come in today's section. So I would like you to pay critical attention. Technology is now everything. Now listen, I did not say some. Technology is now everything. Now you will have that things will be moving. Most of the industries you have, we have tech behind it. You'll be finding accounting technology, legal technology, medical technology, musical technology, news technology. In fact, we are in an intersection where every aspect of our life will be driven by technology. So it's now important that you find yourself in a suitable area where you leverage technology as not only a skill, but as a means of livelihood. So when I studied in Ajay University, during my final year, my dad was sick, and then he had a heart illness, and we needed to treat him. So they took all the money my dad had sold cars and all that, to fly him to India so that I can have a fighting chance. And in so doing, I could not finish up my final year. I wrote a letter. Later on, I wrote the exams, but I could not serve because we were owing. Why were we owing? All the money they wanted to use to pay for my school fees was used to fly him abroad. And I had to defer. I was supposed to finish 2012. I had to defer 4 years because I could not raise. If you went to a private university, so their school fees are a bit high. I could not raise the funds, and my parents could not raise the funds. So I stayed 4 years at home. Well, something defining happened in those 4 years. Before then, by 2015 thereabout, to 2013 thereabout, I did IT somewhere, and they did not pay me. I just went there to work and learn. So when I finished my exam, of course I could not start because I've not paid school fees. I couldn't do clearance. I sat down and said, it's only certificate that is remaining. I've gone through the 4 years. I've passed. My results are complete. What is remaining for me is to do clearance and then come and serve. What will I now be doing? In those 4 years, my mates have done their masters, gone abroad. And when you are in the area of faith, when you see your mates moving forward, what happens is that you begin to feel depressed, that your life is stagnated, you don't know what to do, look at how your life is turning out. I made a decision that changed my life. I decided to go back to where I did IT. I told them, I studied computer science. I told them, don't pay me. I will come and work for free. And I worked for the company. Then internet was not the thing. The company is an ISP, meaning they provide internet services to banks, hotels, as the case may be. So, and they have a big cafe. I told them I'll work for free. And where I stay is very far from that place. Since I'm already staying at home, pending when I can make the money or my parents can make the money to pay the school fees, I started working there for free. And what will I do? I will start, I'll go in the morning by 8, work with them from 8 till 2. And then from 2 p.m., I will go and study from 2 to like 7:30 in the night. What am I doing those 2 to 7:30 in the night? I had access to internet. I was not collecting Wi-Fi. I was plugging directly from the server into my system because I was working as an engineer. And I spent my time learning how to code, learning digital skills, became a cloud computing associate. I developed myself in tech. I said at least if I don't have certificates, let me have certificate. What is certificate? Your ability to solve a problem with a skill required in an industry. Certificate is the ability to solve a problem with a skill that is required in the. Right now, in the rate of tech, we don't need your certificate. I know someone that studies zoology that is a fantastic programmer. Our head of program, our CTO, studied is it animal science also? He's one of our best programmer. He's our head of technology. So, and that's what I did. Guess what? I stayed there 2 years after I started learning. I learned how to do mobile apps. I became enthusiastic. I learned it. I started building websites for small businesses. I think my major break came when I wrote a proposal to develop an app for Scripture Union. How many of you know Scripture Union? SU. They have 2014 to 2016 app. Before we came to serve, my team and I built it. And it was the money I made from that project allowed me to pay my school fees, not for me to come back and serve 2016. Now, remember, I did not have anything. My parents could no longer afford my school fees. And all I did was to sit down and learn a skill. And out of that skill, I was able to fund my school fees. And right now, I've built a business out of it. Now, right now in this our dispensation, having a tech skill is the most important service you can do to yourself. It is important. In fact, as at now, irrespective of what you studied, companies will like to find out if you have a tech skill in an area they have a need. So if you studied accounting and you are good in data, it's an edge for you when you are looking for a job. Apart from you knowing how to use maybe the softwares like QuickBooks, Pictree, and all that, having an understanding of any data application or software will do you a great service. It will allow you to stand out because they see that you are bringing not only your accounting job to the table, you are bringing other tech skills. So I'll just move on and say, why do you really need to be in tech? It's a thriving industry. It is growing. There are no jobs out there. So it's important to understand that if you are able to get yourself, when you have a tech skill, apart from going to work for top-notch organization where they pay you in dollars and pay you well, you can easily turn your skill to a service and a business without too much. For you to start any major business now, you require capital to buy the product and to mark up and to sell, to go and source for the product. But when you have a tech skill, all you have to do is to position yourself that you solve this problem with tech. You need your laptop and your phone and an internet and maybe a wonderful cozy place to stay and work. And you can do the job anywhere. And that is exactly what I built a business into. So let's begin to talk about it. Why do you really need to enter into tech? It is expanding. The industry is growing at a rapid stage. Every aspect of humanity requires technology to run. And those people who understand how to manipulate, use, or engage those aspects of technology are the ones that will stand out in any industry. Medical, health, finance, agriculture, technology is the way forward for any industry. It's before you will say you don't need to do technology in health. Now, in health, for any successful health practice to happen, technology spearheads it. And I learned of the successful surgery that was done in India from US. Now, what did they do? They connected, so it was a robot that did the surgery in India, but the people controlling the robot was actually from US. So they were from where they were in US, they were controlling what allow them do the surgery somewhere in India. So technology is thriving and it's growing. It's important to find a way to get into it. And again, before now, you find out that our parents enjoyed some leverage. Then they will tell us, study law, study doctor, study all those things, medical practitioners. Why? You are sure of the fact that they will get jobs and it's more sustainable. Right now, the area that is extremely sustainable, that will keep you relevant between 20 and 30 years, is actually in tech. Secondly, the salaries are high. Hi, Jesus. I don't know how it's. A typical oil and gas worker here, in here, that you're earning well, except if you're working 1.2 million, 3 million, and you're okay. How much is 3 million? How much is 3 million? Less than maybe $3,000. $3,000 a month, right? You pay people, and then you'll be like a big boy here. You're working an oil and gas firm. You'll be feeling like you are whatever you think you are. How much is it they pay a lower virtual assistant? Someone that does virtual assistant. They collect some collect $3,000 per 2 weeks. Virtual assistant. What is a virtual assistant? Help me schedule meals, book meetings, book my flight, ensure my things. Just normal. Do you see? The salaries are high. And the point is, you are not limited to a location. For some traditional works, you have to go there, you have to be there. If they transfer you to Calabar, you have to be in Calabar. If not, you can't do the job. With tech job, you can work anywhere. We are doing projects we are building a fintech app for a company in Indianapolis, US. We've not seen. I can't go to US. But we are doing jobs for them. You can work anywhere, remotely. You can work for companies in America, companies in US, companies in Europe. And one of the reasons why they choose to work with us Africans is we are good at what we do. And of course, the labor, the amount they pay us is not too much compared to the amount they pay their engineers. So basically, they may pay someone that is in America maybe $20,000, let's just say maybe $12,000 per month for a job an American citizen does. But they can give you $5,000 a month for the same job, and you'll be extremely happy. They can give you $3,000 for the job, and you'll be extremely happy. Now, you save them $9,000, and you still deliver exceptionally well, because if you are good at what you do, it's an edge to them. So, tech career offers rewarding salaries across board, gives you flexibility. I have a friend who he was working for Amazon, and he was being paid. He was their DevOps guy. He was being paid $8,000 per month. Right now, he has migrated to the US anyway. But then he doesn't stay one place before he got married. Today is in Abuja, today is in Lagos, today is in Luanda, today is in. He's just moving around, and he's not impacting his job because he's delivering on his KPI, and all he needs to work is actually internet and a system. So it's important to understand that tech will allow you get paid well. It's not a fact, especially when you are good in it. Of course, you do wonderful job. Now, as tech is taking over things, being part of the team that builds wonderful solution. Imagine you are part of the team that builds Flutterwave or build Paystack or build one of those tech companies, or you put in your CV that you worked for them. It opens doors. It opens doors for you. So the question is, how can you transition into tech? I've told you about the importance of tech and why it's important. How can you now transition into tech? What do you need to do? So there are different aspects of tech I'll talk about. There are the coding aspect, and there is a non-coding aspect. I know one of the biggest challenges people have when they hear tech, they think tech is only about coding. And they think coding is hard, which to an extent it has some level of complexity. And they think that coding is the only rewarding aspect of tech that one can do. It's very rewarding, it's very complex to code. If you learn it, it's rewarding. However, it is not the only aspect of technology you can vie into. So I'll be talking about two types of tech that you can break into. One, the code and the non-code. Now, for the code aspect of, we will have people who are front-end developers, we have people who are back-end developers, and we have people who are DevOps. And this is strictly building products and services that the world use. You'll find people who build mobile apps, who build web apps, who build fintech apps, people who write the front end code, people who write the back end code, and people who design the front end, the UI UX. That one is in the non-code aspect. But it is not always true that you must code to break into tech. Is it a good thing to do? Yes, if you have the grace for it. Either you studied mathematics, you enjoy numbers, or you are someone that can sit down one place and really work on mental stuff. You like to withdraw, you like your space. Maybe you are more of an introverted person, you like your space, you enjoy your time alone. Yes, you can delve into coding. There are different aspects you can go to. Right now, you can maybe write back-end code like Node.js, Ravel, PHP, or front-end as the case may be. However, for those who don't have coding as their choice, or who think coding is the biggest barrier they have into breaking into tech, I bring good news. There are other aspects of tech that you can think about. I'll start from the basics. Graphic design is something you can think about. It's a tech. Designing now is communication, but veers more into tech. People will want to market their products. People will want to sell their products. So learning how to design is a great skill to have. And it's not only, you can not only design on laptop, you can design on your phones. You have Canva and other applications that you can use when you study, understand design, people like can use design. And if you are good at what you do, you always find people who will engage you. Why? Because they need to market their products, they need to sell their products, they need to engage with their products to the world. So having the ability to actually design is something that you can do without having a tech skill. The second one is video. If you can edit video, videography. So you can shoot videos, but you can learn to do motion graphics. Now, it's important to understand this. In 2018, Facebook highlighted that by 2022, 85% of content that will be on their platform will be video. And they've kept it, because video is the end thing. If you are running an agency or you want to sell your products, learning how to do videography is an important skill to have. It's one way you can break into tech if you can do it. People are consuming videos more than text as we speak. Even podcasts now are turned into video casts. In fact, podcasts that we sell are the ones that have excerpts of it in a video format that people will listen to and now go and watch the full version. So videography is an important skill to have. Then the third skill I was talking about that you can delve into. You are not even designing, you are not writing any line of code. 80% of what you do is planning, thinking, strategy, and communication. And you don't need a tech skill to do that. You don't need to write code to do that. Just clear communication, understanding of the requirements that clients or people who need to build have given you, and then coordinating people that will build it to build it according to specification. You don't need to have a tech skill. Product management. After now, I need you to go in to do more research on these things I mentioned, and you see how you can easily move into them. Another factor, another aspect that is gaining prominence is data. data analysis. I will dwell here and I'll share more insight, right? The world is ruled by data. In fact, I know you will have heard of artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, all those platforms. They are able to do that because they fed that system with a lot of data. Data is an important skill. Data analysis is an important skill to have. And you don't actually need to code. You don't need to do mathematics or coding. It's something you can sit down, you will learn, and you can use. In fact, according to World Economic Forum, they rated data analysis in their 2001 report as one of the most in-demand skills any human being can have. They said by 2027, companies and organizations will need data analysts more than they need the accountants. That is how important that skill is. You know why? It's an intersection of both tech and the traditional business world. The traditional business world need to make sense of the operational data, understand what the data is talking about. People who are buying from you, for instance, when are they buying from you? How are they buying from you? When did they buy from you? What made them buy from you? Those are those are data sets. Now, a data analyst will pick those data and look at them and make viable decisions, viable insights from it, and give it to the CEOs, and they make decisions. For instance, let me use Jumia as an example. Jumia will look at their buying data. All the people that have purchased from them are from different, where they bought from. And they can say, okay, we noticed that by February 14th, Valentine's Day, that people bought more boxers, as the case may be. And the people that are buying the boxers are actually females, for instance. Right? What does that tell them? So when it gets to February, all they have to do is to ensure that they stock up what? More boxers. For instance, you are able to make a quality business decision based on the data you have accumulated from your business. Data analysts are super important. For instance, let's take Facebook for instance. You know, Facebook has been using our data to they monitor. You know, your phone will be. Something happened to me recently. I was talking to a guy about digital marketing and why it's important for them to do that. After I finished talking, because my phone was close to me, do you know for the rest of that day, all I was seeing was digital marketing advertisements. So they listen to us. They hear what we say, and they use that thing we say as data, and they use it to show us advice interested in based on what we have said. That's data analysis. So learning how to interpret data, clean data, and allow people make quality decisions from data is important. It's something anyone can learn without having idea of coding. At the end of this class, we recently launched an academy like Udemy. It's called Keros Academy. We were recently funded by Tony Lumelu. We won one of their grants, and we use it to build a platform. So you go on the platform, you learn everything you want to learn about data analysis. I'll be giving a coupon that you can use to get all the courses on the platform for 50% discount at the end of this class. This is why I'm doing this, because I've been here. The more skill you learn, the more you are able to grow. So data analysis is an important skill. The other aspect is digital marketing. This one is crucial. Marketing is changing. The more you can do the traditional marketing, is expensive. You do billboards, do radio marketing, you do activation and all that. How many people, you do it in all the states? There are 36 states in the country. So a growing company will do all that in Abuja, Abia, and before you do it, you will burn off all your contacts, all the money you have. But digital marketing is cheap. Learning digital marketing and social media management is something crucial you can easily learn. And you can learn it and can work for anybody else here. You know the funny thing? My team, my organization, our social media manager is in Abuja. Right now as we speak. Our social media manager is a Muslim lady in Abuja. She's not with us. But we are working with her. She's meeting deadlines. She's ensuring things that we need to get done is getting done. See where she is, Abuja. So social media management and digital marketing is something you should learn. It's easy. You have it already on your phones. You have your phones with you. Learn how the thing works. Your Instagram, your Facebook, your Reels, How does it work? How do people make decisions? You know why it's important? People spend over 3 hours a day on social media platforms. In fact, there's a research that says that every day, you know that scroll people scroll on Instagram is 3 kilometers a day. Do you know how long 3 kilometers is? You know how you scroll and scroll and scroll. By the end of the day, they calculate the number of scrolls you have scrolled is as 3 kilometers long. 3 kilometers is as going from here to Garrison. That's how long 3 kilometers is. But then we scroll it on our phones. People you want to sell to as a business spend more of their time on their phones. So you learning how to market on digital platforms is something that will give you advantage in whatever you do. Even as you start your business or even as you try to launch it to the market. If you're going to be an executive secretary or a PA, understanding how or a receptionist or whatever, having digital marketing or learning how the social media works is an advantage. And you can do that without a skill, without having to code. And people earn good money from it. Good money. Traditional jobs, do not pay like tech. Someone in social media management outside the country can be earning as high as $3,000 per month. Calculate what $3,000 per month. And that's a low pay compared to what they are paying the so-called oil and gas people. So it's important to think about digital marketing and social media management. It's something you can think about. We have project management. This one is a professional course you can delve into, but you can also use it to work in tech. Because everything they build in technology is a project. And having someone that allows them learn how to meet deadlines, follow through schedule, ensure they don't spend too much cost, ensure the quality is met, ensure the people handling the project does it perfectly, and ensure they meet out their requirement time within the set out time and within the approved budget, needs a project manager. So learning project management is good. You can get all the rudiment analysis or rudiment requirement or knowledge you have online, or you can also go and get certified with PMP. It's important. In fact, when you have it as a certification, you can easily use it to migrate if you want to migrate. Because PMP is an internationally known organization that certifies individuals who want to move into project management. And of course, we have technical writing. Those people that write about products. So, for example, those user policy that you see, that you usually skip, terms and conditions. People write about it. Or people that write about how to use a product or how to use an app. That those documentation on how to use an app, the technical writers, you can also learn those. Everything I've mentioned is to show you possible areas where you can delve into tech without writing code. To get more knowledge on all this, you may need to study them, research about them, and of course, there is so much YouTube videos available that you can use. I learned coding using YouTube. I learned how to design app using YouTube. All I need to do was I had access to the internet, I sat down, and I studied. It's also important I tell you, I will not just tell you break into tech. It requires time and attention, but it will pay. It's not something you just do and go. You will spend time and master it by practicing. I remember those days, I was so obsessed. In fact, obsession is not a bad thing. People think obsession is bad. Obsession is focus without distraction. And you are doing it on a thing. I remember after working from the office, I'll come back, I'll use my laptop, I will still continue watching the videos and work. As soon as my laptop dies, I'll use my phone, I continue. When my phone is about to die, I plug it to my power bank that is like 2,500 mAh. I was just learning. And before I knew it, I became too good, I did not know I was good. And I did a project, and they were like, wow. It was practice. So if you're going to break into tech, you need time. You need time to do it. I want us to, maybe after you finish service, if you can, do not be in a hurry. If you don't have a tech skill, do not be in a hurry to look for a job. If I were you, if I were to be in these shoes, knowing what I know now, and I want to break into tech, after service, I will spend 1 year learning. Either volunteering or going into a place where I will just collect a pay that allows me learn. But for 1 year, learn a tech skill and focus on it. And after 1 year, you see what you will become. You become a better person. You become ready for the market. So when I finished service, I worked for a while. I was working and I worked in a console. I've had different variety, and that what made me who I am. I worked in a consulting firm, I worked in a tech firm, and at the time I was doing those two, my team was still building products. Because I needed to work so I can understand organizational structure. I entered into entrepreneurship because of what happened, right? Whether a business that lasts, I must understand how to run a proper organization. I must understand organizational structure. I must understand how I can put things in perspective in leading people. I went to learn those things while my team was still working on projects. And it helped me. When you learn a tech skill, you are not at the mercy of whether there is job or not in the market. You can create your own job, you can offer services, and you can turn that skill into a business. So I want us to understand now, in a nutshell, tech is important. Tech is crucial. I don't care what you studied. Except you studied law and you want to really practice, or you studied medicine and you want to be a doctor or neurosurgeon and all that, or you studied, in fact, that's the only two I even put at my peer view. If you did not study any of those two, you can easily, my aproko doctor, look at him now. He is a medical doctor. What's he doing? Content creating with tech. He makes more than an average medical. In fact, don't be surprised, he makes more than the highest earning surgeon in Nigeria on a monthly basis. Yet he's a medical doctor. I don't care what it is you have actually studied. I don't care where you came out with third class or pass. It's meaningless. It doesn't matter. You can give yourself a chance to be relevant in this world. And in this our generation. And tech is one way you can do that. Just to cap it all up, if you've heard how I've said all the things that I've said, you may want to think tech is the way forward. Tech is the only thing you have to do. The other aspect you have to add to it is the God aspect. When you work with God, even as you delve into tech, you will know the area of tech you have to go into. You will not just go making mistakes. Spending time with God to understand the next decision or the next tech area you want to delve into, or the next phase of your life will give you clarity and will give you direction. Putting God first and putting God at the middle of all you do is extremely important. My life is a testimony of someone that God has really, really helped. I know you may not know what the next phase is. You may not know what the next line of action is. I went to camp on Sunday, NYSC. I came into the camp and I saw where I sat down when I first came in. The place is a bit finer. I almost cried. Not really crying per se, but I remember when I did not really know what my next 5 years would look like. Like, I could not picture what it is. You could not tell in details what it is. But when I look back, I see that God has really helped me. So what I will encourage you to do, even as I will advise you to migrate into tech, take it serious. Irrespective of the area you are, find a tech skill to learn. Secondly, involve God in your decision. Don't make a decision and tell God about it. You want to make a decision for the next stage, for the next thing you have to do, put God at the center. Tell him, God, what's the way forward? What's the next thing I will do? What will I do to gain relevance in my generation? Putting God at the center will help you make a good decision. And there's something I tell believers. I'm speaking to believers, so I will say this. As a Christian, the confidence you have is that as you love God, you have the mind of Christ. You cannot make mistake. And that, not having that consciousness that you can't make mistake is on the premises that you have a relationship with God. A relationship with God in your quiet place will affect how you think. And when you engage him in your next line of action or decision, you will find that when you eventually make up your mind to make a decision, it is God making that decision through you. But to attain that level, you have to have a solid relationship with God. Your success in life, your success in ministry, your success in your career has a whole lot to do with competence, excellence, and your relationship with God. If you are competent at what you do, if you are excellent at what you do, if you have excuse me, a solid relationship with God, you will find that your next stage in life will be smooth. So before I drop the mic, I promise I'm going to give you a coupon code that will allow you to learn at 50%. So, and I'll do it now. So, I want, if you are with your phones, it's only for 50 persons, so the first 50 people will enjoy it. The coupon will expire after 50 persons. Go to kedrusacademy.com. KEDRUS academy.com. KEDRUS academy.com. If you have opened it, let me know. Has anyone opened it? Who has opened it? You have? Right. So there are two courses there I would like you to pay keen attention to. One is free. We have data and AI literacy. What that does is to introduce you to the world of data, and it's important. That one is a free course. We've partnered with Unilumelu Foundation to make it free forever. So you can learn that one at no cost. Everything you have to know, learn about data, and everything you have to learn about what data means to organizations and how you can learn it. Then secondly, we have two other courses that are important to take. One is Advanced Excel and Power BI Beginners to Advanced. So pick any of those two courses, which is Advanced Excel or Power BI. When you are checking out, put your coupon code NCCF. NCCF is the coupon code. And with that, you get 50% discount on that coupon code, and it's for 50 people. Why am I saying this? You can start with the free course, Data and AI Literacy, on demand on your phone. Learn it, take it. It will introduce you to the world of data and make you see why learning data is important. Now, I'll end by this story. So my wife, when I was dating her, right, she studied economics, education. Now listen, I'm telling you why I said God is important, and this testimony will make it show. She studied economics education. She came out with first class. So when we are dating, people that have first class and education, they have this thing about academic to be a lecturer, to go back to school and all that. So when we finished, she was trying to process her master's outside the country to go and be lecturing and all that and all that. Of course, I supported her. So I was praying one of those nights. I got the revelation. God told me she's not supposed to do her master's. She's supposed to go into data. I said, I'm in tech. I understand data, but she's not in tech. She doesn't. How can that relate? I went back that night. I started praying. I prayed for 3 days. God, how can she move into tech? Help her see. Help her see. After about 3 days of prayer, something strategic happened. She stumbled on an advert by Microsoft saying that they are doing free scholarship on data training. Now listen, this is where God is the God orders your steps. You are in for it for good. I prayed for her. The next thing, she stumbled on an ad. She said Microsoft is doing an ad. She saw the ad, and I think I like it. I would like to try it out. I said, okay, what do you need? I just need data. Really? I just sent her data, internet money, and she began. What shocked me was that I couldn't tell her not to pursue her passion in academics because it's what she wants to do. But when God laid it to my heart, I spent time praying. And when you pray, God orchestrates situations that will allow you move into his divine plan for you. So I prayed for her. I said, God, show her way. She by herself. When you cajole someone into doing something that her heart is not there, it will not be an easy thing to do. She'll be doing it because she just wants to do it for you. The way our parents will force us to just to go to school to read a certain course, and when we come out, to just give them the certificate, I've done what you want. But I prayed and God laid it into her heart. She saw an advert on data analysis that Microsoft was doing, and she took it. She took the certificate, took the scholarship, she passed all through. Guess what happened? When she finished service in Calabar, she started looking for a job. Went to bank, no, went to MRS, no, went to Zenith. Where she now got a job, guess what? She went for an intern. She just knows that the company is into IT. She doesn't know what they do. You know, when you are job hunting, you're just going anywhere. She just came for an internship, and they said, okay. They interviewed her, and they now found out that place she went for an internship that she wanted to apply with. They are a Microsoft certified organization, and they're actually looking for people to train who will be in the area of data. So when they did their interview, they asked her a few questions. That thing she studied few months ago, about 9 months ago, became what she used to delve into tech. Remember, she studied economics education. And this is how she entered into data. She rose from being an intern to being a senior data analyst. She led the team that did a lot of Microsoft MTM projects. When Parallels Banks was launching, she and her team built their data infrastructure. Now listen, she grew up to that stage based on the fact that someone prayed and God showed it to her, and she followed suit, and this way she has led her. Now when she resigned, she started training on data, and with her help, we launched Careers Academy, which is strictly data analysis training organization. You'll not only be learning how to use data from the point of view, you learn from someone that has done it in industry, you learn from someone who is an educationist who understands how to teach, and of course you also learn to know how to use it in the marketplace. So in wrapping it up, it's important to know, put God in what you do. Tech is important. As you migrate or leave this place, ask God for a direction, whether you are staying back. God asks him to stay back. But find whether you are staying back or not. But whether you choose to stay back is a decision you make. But owning and having a tech skill is something that I would like everybody to do. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that tech skill is what you need to stay relevant in the job market in 2024 and beyond. Thank you. Remember, the coupon code is NCCF, and it's for the first 50 people. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, we are so blessed to have you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Can we please clap for clap. So, although our time is fast spent, I will be giving opportunity to just two persons. If you have question, you can ask. There's an area you need clarity. You just raise up your hands, and then I'll give you that opportunity. You have questions where you need clarity, you just ask right now. Anyone? No question. Okay. The state's DD.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I am blessed, and I believe almost everybody here that paid attention is blessed. Basically, I have two questions. The first one is, after taking the course on the platform, is there like an opportunity to go further than the courses that are listed on the platform? Then secondly, you find out that spending 5 years in the university reading a particular course will make one to be so attached to the course that they took in school. So I don't know whether it's how to relate these tech courses to the courses you did in school. I don't know if you can shed a little bit much light on that. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So I'll just quickly answer that. So Um, so one thing you can do for those courses on the platform, when you take them, it prefers you to learn about data. Taking it forward will be learning, you'll be having certifications from Microsoft. For example, if you're taking advanced Power BI advanced to Power BI beginners to advanced, right? After you're done taking it, you learn how to use the app. You learn how to use the deck so you understand data fully. Taking it forward will be maybe taking a certification course around that area that is done by Microsoft. What that will do is to help you and enable you become a certified Microsoft personnel who understands data as the case may be. Same with all the courses you'll find on the platform. I think that. So for your second question, what did you study? Chemical engineering. Engineers. So what you will look at for everything you study, find the tech aspect of it. I usually will advise if you are breaking into tech, right? You should look at what you study. If it's a viable industry, you look at what tech skill can do to improve that industry, and then study that tech skill in relation to that industry. I'll give you an example. Now listen, let's say you studied nursing, right? Or you studied law, as the case may be, and you want to break into tech. There are two ways you can break into tech in law. Either you build a legal solution that lawyers can use to make their law work easy, or you can position to be an individual, if you like code, that builds websites strictly for law firms. Why? Because you were once a lawyer or you studied law, you understand what a law firm will need in a website, right? As the case may be. So you can relate the skill you studied to technology. If you studied accounting, how can you be accounting technology? What are the needed or the requisite skills that one needs to have? Data is one important skill you need to have as it relates to accounting. And also mastering all the other applications that they use. Peachtree, QuickBooks, Sage, as the case may be. That is you breaking into tech also and leveraging what you study as an advantage with your tech skill. I don't know if that answered the question. Thank you. Any other question?
Good evening. Sorry, I wasn't here from the start, but I came in and I was very interested with the way you spoke. I am into data analytics and I've been for about 2.5 years now. And I have noticed a particular change in the trend when it comes to employing people. Situations that have to do with job descriptions that involve people who have 5 years of experience, which is not necessarily possible because if you don't have a job, there's no way you have an experience. And also, these companies, organizations also need people who read specific courses. Now they're not like tailoring it into marketing, accounting, and different more like professional or sell courses. So how does one navigate these kind of situations?
So you find that they ask that they need people with 2 years work experience, 4 years work experience. And why they are asking that, first of all, they want to be sure of the fact that you are good and fit for the job they are looking for. Because there are so many things you will not learn if you are not in the job. There's something called tacit experience. Tacit knowledge is the knowledge you have, not by reading, but by doing. So you will find that a mechanic can listen to the sound of your car. I can tell you what is wrong. And they're 95% of the time correct. No matter the school where you go, you know if you know that thing. Never. You have to be a mechanic over time to know that. So back to your question. You said you've been in data analysis for 2 years, right? One thing you should do is to work on projects, personal projects yourself. And one of the things you do with people who do this data analysis, they do like 4 to 5 personal projects. What is personal project? You find graphic designers and videographers, pick up mock projects. A fiction company, do a branding for it, do a video for it, do a well-packaged design for it. When you ask them what have they done, they send you the profile of all those, not real companies, fake companies they came up with the name. They did full branding for. And when you see what they've done, even though they've not done it for a real company, you will automatically think that they are good at what they are doing. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Comparing someone who is a fantastic graphic designer, but no company has employed him, and so he has not done anything for himself. How am I supposed to know you are good? So what you can do to do that, build portfolio case studies around data analysis projects you've done. For instance, there are data sets on our platform. The data sets you can download. If you go to the platform, we have free data sets you can download. Data set on Airbnb, data sets on COVID-19 reports. Do an analysis on the project. Use the application to build a dashboard. Post it on our platform. You can post your portfolio. Post it there. And then when they're asking what you've done, you can show them the projects you've worked on, the insights you've gotten from the project, and your body of work on the project. In this tech skill, we're not looking for your years of experience. Really, we are looking for your certificate. Can you deliver on the job? And the only way they can know you can deliver on the job is showing them something you have done. Then when you say requiring them to study specific skill, really, it's the knowledge you have. That's why personal development is key. You know why before I came to NCCF, the only book I've read was Gifted Hands by Ben Cassie. Gifted Hands and Think Big. As how big as I was then, was the only books I've read till I came to NCCF. Then when I became the publicity secretary, the office demanded that I read a lot. And before I left, I read 37 books. The first in my office. I didn't know I needed those knowledge to thrive in the world of business and marketing. So what you have to do now, because what do they need data for? In Nigeria, they need data analysts for marketing, for business operation, for accounting. So you having understanding of how data improves their marketing and understanding marketing terms will help them choose you. So even if you don't have those qualifications, you can decide to apply and maybe come for an interview. And when you come for the interview, they listen to your body of thoughts, they listen to how sound you are, they listen to how you make relationship with marketing and data, you're more likely going to get the jobs. So what am I advising you to do? Instead of staying and waiting, build case studies. Go on that platform, take the free data sets, download them. It's free, we're not paying. Use those data sets and work on real life projects. Post them on our platform or post them on Medium. If they ask you what you've done, send them link to what you've done or add it to part of your CV or be active on LinkedIn or all these platforms. It will, it will help you gain clarity and credibility when you are job hunting. So let me just add this as I drop the mic. If you are going to be relevant in this generation and you want to use your tech skill, I beg, Facebook is not where you should spend your time. Go and pitch your tent on LinkedIn. If you intend to use your tech skill to go, or even intend to get job, I know we spend time on TikTok, Reels, all those other platforms. Those are flexing platforms that has no economic value to you. If you're looking to get job, go on LinkedIn. Have a professional photo. Describe what you do with your cover design. The area you want to be known as an authority. Research and begin to write about it. You will easily find people who will see you and know that you are fit for the job. When we are employing recently for an organization for a tech role, after they finished applying and we are about taking them, we went and searched all their social media platforms, all their LinkedIn platforms. A particular one was actually good, but we saw him smoking shisha, and he posted the picture on Facebook, and that's the reason why he's not calling for interview. Is it good? No, what I mean, is it a normal thing to do? We are human beings. It doesn't affect his work. He might be good at it. But those are the things companies also look out for to know whether you are fitting their culture or their values. Your Facebook should be sanitized. All your Facebook should have quality headshot pictures. Describe your bio and let them know who you are. Facebook and social media is not where you go and do anyhow. My first job in Port Harcourt was gotten on the back of a content I wrote for OPE. I wrote a content on how OPE penetrated the market. A very long article, but was well detailed. The consultant called me, we had done something before, and gave me a job to work with him for 3 years without an interview. Social media is a place you grow your brand and prepare yourself for the job market. It is not for flexing. I hope you take it serious. Thank you.
I've been blessed so much. I don't know about you, so sir, we appreciate you for coming so much. It's an honor, sir. At this point, we are going to be welcoming the state auntie for announcements.
Thank you very much, Mr. Justin. I'm really grateful. Thank you for the insight into tech. I'm sure we all learned one or two. Hallelujah. So, for our 12 to 1 prayer, we'll be having general prayers. Yes, the general prayers is going to be for 3 consecutive days. This is because of our upcoming rural rugged. So we are going to be having general prayers for 3 consecutive days. Hallelujah. Amen. Thank you.